welcome back. We are now in work energy for the particle. Okay, we are still in the particle, but now we are entering the section of work and energy. Okay, so this equation is actually derived from equation of FMA. You can refer to the book how to derive the whole equation. At the end, we will come to this final equation that we will use to analyze the problem involving work and energy. Okay, so later on we will go also to the work energy for the rigid body. There will be a lot of similarity but some changes because the rigid body, you know, you will have the shape, different location of center of gravity and so on. So there will be some changes. Okay, but this is the basic. If you understand the work energy for the particle, you surely help a lot during the work energy for the rigid body. Okay, so the equation for the work energy is U12 equal to delta Vg12 delta Ve12 plus delta T12. Notice that we have 12, 12, 12, meaning that the work energy involves 2 points. Okay, from point A, from point 1 to point 2. So what happened in between? Okay, we will capture all the things that happen, the change in gravity, the change in potential energy, the velocity and so on. It will be captured from in this whole 1, 2, 3, 4 things in this equation. Okay, so the changes will be captured in this 4 components in this equation. Okay, so it will always involve two points. Okay, work done from point A to point, so from 1 to point 2. Okay, so what is what U12 delta Vg and so on? So you have U12. U12 is actually the work done. Okay, work done can be divided into 3 components, which is work done by a constant force. By a constant force, later on I will just refer to this one as constant force. Okay, the second one is, so make it number 1, 2, 3. Work done by a constant force but through cable. So this one later I will consider is a cable. Okay, for easier understanding. So work done by a constant force, work done by a constant force also through cable. So all this one is work done by a constant force but different. The difference is this one directly a constant force acting on that component. This one constant force, but yeah, there is a cable through using the cable. And this last one is work done by a constant friction force. Okay, so later on I will consider this one. I will just call this one. The first one is constant force. The second one is cable. The third one is friction. Okay, for easier calculation. And on the right side we will have the delta Vg, which is change in gravitational potential energy. Change in this one. Okay, if the component moving straight this one, or from like here from the beginning to the end, we will have the change this one. Okay, the change in this delta, or you call it later on delta H and so on. So this one will be captured by this equation, change in gravitational potential energy. Okay, and the third one is change in elastic potential energy if this component is acted by a spring, for example. Okay, if there is spring, there will be change in elastic potential energy. Okay, we will go detail later on. Just this one is introduction. And the last one, change in kinetic energy, meaning that what is the V1, what is the V at the point 2. Okay, so these 4 items cater for the work and energy for this particle. We will look at one by one. Start by the U12, which is work done by a constant force, cable, and also friction force. Okay, so the first one is work done by a constant force. So U12 by a constant force equal to P times S. Okay, P times S. P is force, or P times S, or PS cos theta. Okay, you can use both of this one. I will explain why and how to use it. Okay, the first one is P times S, which is P is the force. S star here is the component of distance in the direction of force. Okay, or if you want to use the PS cos theta, that the S is the distance, P is the force, theta is the angle between P and S. S, if you use this S star, is the component of force. If you use S, is the distance directly from P to S. Okay, there's a difference. Okay, we look at this one by one. The first one here, we have position 1 and position 2 acted by force P equal to 10 Newton. Okay, equal to 10 Newton. And then from here, at the position 1, it is here, position 2, it is here. So it moves going downward here and going up. That's one. So the distance here is 4, the distance here is 2 meter. So this one we use P U12 equal to P S star, for example. Okay, so P directly we take the P here, which is 10. S, okay, remember S is the distance in the direction of force. So force moving this direction. Okay, so the S is this one, same direction as the P. So we take only the 4 meter. Okay, so equal to 40 Newton meter. It doesn't matter this component moving how it move. The one that we want to take is only the direction at the same direction, the distance at the same direction of the force. The second one, the component also acted by force 10 Newton, moving from here, going downward, so going down this way, go up to the right, 4 meter, down 2 meter. Okay, but since we're using the equation, U12 equal to P dot, so it is 10, and the distance is in this direction, so we also will take this one 4, so 40 Newton meter. Okay, so this one P time S star. Okay, so the P is 10. We will take directly the P. What is the value of the P? We take directly only the S that we want to think which direction, what is the value of S. So in this case, the component P is to the left, but S is moving to the right. Okay, 4 meter, same direction, same line but opposite direction. So here we have to put negative 4 meter because it is opposite direction. We don't cater for the going up here, going down here. Okay, what we want to know is same direction of the as the P. But now here we have the opposite one, so the one become 4 for negative 40 Newton meter. In this case alone, it might be not logic because pulling this direction, moving the other words, but in the whole system, there will for sure there will be something else. For example, there will be a spring attached or a cable and so on that will make the component moving in the opposite direction even though we are pulling to this direction constant force. Okay, so the last one here, we pulling to the right 10 Newton here, but it moved downward. Okay, not moving any direction from here, moving downward. So U12 equal to PS equal to 10. The distance in this direction is 0, so equal to 0. Okay, so the movement in this direction will be catered for delta Vg. Okay, so in this case, the component of U12 only take for this same direction as the force. Okay, so this is how we use the PS star. So when we want to use this one, PS cos theta, for example, the easier one, another example I'll give you here. Let's say we have one force, position 1, pushing this direction, P, and position 2 is here. Okay, so this is position 1 and position 2. Let's say we have here is alpha, angle of P here. Okay, so if you want to use this equation, U12 equal to PS star, we will directly take this P. But the distance is not these two distance, but distance in the same direction of P. So what you have to do is, you have to make sure to take this distance. Okay, this is the distance from position 1 to position 2. This is the component of force at the same direction of P. So this is actually, this is 90 degree. So here, this is actually the S star. Okay, the component of force, this is actually the S star. The component of force at the same direction of, the component of distance at the same direction of force. So this way might be complicated to calculate. So we will use the other one, which is PS cos theta. So PS cos theta, instead of calculating what is the distance at the same direction of P, what we'll do is we will make a line. This is point 1, this is point 2. Make a line between these two. This is the S, which is the distance between P and S, between point 1 and point 2. Okay, distance between point 1 and point 2. This is the S. Doesn't matter if we move how the movement, but the straight line, the straight distance, the shortest distance will be the from 1 to 2. This is the S. The theta is the angle between these two lines. Okay, between the P and the line of S, this is the theta. So in this way, you don't have to think where is the distance of, calculate the distance of S, because you just take directly the distance between point 1 and point 2, and then the P is there, and just to take the angle between theta, between P and line of S, so you get the PS. You use here U12 equal to cos theta. Okay, so actually it will become back to the same from here, because if you notice, this is the S. Okay, this is the S. Okay, if you take the S cos theta, so actually this is the S cos theta. Okay, this is 90 degree, this is theta. So S, this is the 90 degree here. So S cos theta is actually come back to this one. This is the S cos theta. Okay, this is theta. This is S sin theta here. This is S cos theta. So it will come back to same thing as we calculated before, but just to put in the equation so that you don't have to think which one is which. So you just take make a line between position 1 and position 2, and then the angle between that, you put it as PS cos theta. Okay, so that's for the calculation of U12 because of the constant force. And one more thing, this constant force, okay, must be said clearly in the question, meaning that if in the figure there is written for you, there is in the figure there is directly said to you in the question, or you can see clearly from the figure, you can use this P. If not, the P of U12, you can consider it as 0. What I mean by this one is here, if you look at this one. Okay, let's say this question exercise 6.5, we have P at the point A. Okay, here point A, we have P. So clearly you can see there is a P. But for previous one, okay, what you see is a P, but go through cable. There is no P that acting directly on point on particle A. So U12 for P for constant force in this case will be 0. So next example, you can see there is a cable, okay, P also, but at point B, the particle, there is no direct P. So this one also the U12 because of the constant force will be 0. So that's what I mean by if you see or stated clearly in the question, you will use the U12. If not, it will be considered as 0. The second one is the work done by a constant force through cable. So this is constant force through cable. So U12 equal to P A minus B. Okay, so P is the constant force. Okay, P is the constant force. So the main thing here is for 1, 2, 3, the force must be a constant force. Okay, so P must be a constant force, and in order for you to use this one, you must have to think the P is the constant force, and the second one is P is acted through a cable. There must be P and must also have cable. So there's two things to make sure that you can use this equation. So P equal to A minus B. A is the length of the cable at the position 1. B is the length of the cable at the position 2. So A minus B actually the change in the length of the cable. Okay, so if for example we have this case, this is the position 1, this is the position 2, pulling by constant force P through this cable. It doesn't matter the movement. What we want to know is only what is the change in the length of the cable. So let's say this is A, this is B. So what we want to do is to make sure we know the length of the cable. So the length of the A and the B, we take from two constant point, two fixed point. For example, from the middle of this particle. In this case, doesn't matter because it is a particle. So meaning this is the fixed point. Second fixed point is on this roller. So we have these two fixed points. So the B is this distance, A is this distance. Okay, so by doing that, we can know the change in the length of the cable. So put in the equation A minus B times P will be the U12 because of the constant force through cable. So make sure in the question, when you want to use this equation, what you will find directly is you will search for the cable. Okay, first thing, search for the cable, and then this cable is acted by constant force. If there is no cable, directly you will put U12 for the constant force through cable equal to 0. Okay, equal to 0, and then if there is a cable, so you put this equation, and doesn't matter which direction. What you want to know is only the change in the length of the cable. P, take the P as it is. Okay, what is the value of the P? Just put P and then minus these two, you get the constant force through cable. The last work done is the work done by a constant friction force. Okay, so equation is U12 equal to minus F here, minus F times S. Minus because we know that the friction always oppose the motion. Okay, it is always opposing the movement of the component. So it will be negative work done here. So negative F times S. F is the average friction force. If the question gives the average, you use directly. If not, we have to calculate from mu K. Okay, kinetic friction coefficient times the N. Okay, and S is the actual distance. As we know, as long as the component is moving, there will be friction force. So S is actual distance. Taking this example, for example, we have a not rough surface. Okay, rough surface. For example, we have rough surface here. So if a rough surface, it is not a frictionless surface, there will be a friction. Okay, there will be a friction. So we have to calculate the U12 because of the friction. So in this case, for example, we have both work done by a constant force through cable and work done by a constant friction force. So the F here is the average friction, will be given in the question, or if not given, it will be the thing that you have to calculate. The S is this length. The actual length meaning that you have to calculate, you have to measure this length. From here, this is the S. The actual the actual length will be your ds. Okay, so this equation friction will cater for the type of movement or to do which direction and so on, will be calculated from this equation. Another example here is position 1, position 2, the moving to this one here and there. So the S is actually 2 plus 1 plus 1.5 plus 1. So this one. We have to add everything, become your S. Okay, so that's one. Again, work done by a constant force. you don't cater for this type of motion. You only cater for the S in the same direction of the force, constant force itself. Cable, you only calculate the distance, the change in the length of the cable, and here S is the actual distance where the component move. Okay, so there's the three work done: constant force through cable, and also constant friction force. So you have to analyze the problem, the question. If you see directly the P acting at the component, you put this one. If not, you directly put 0. If there is cable, you calculate this one. If there is no cable, you put this one as 0. If the system said that the system is frictionless, so this one need to be directly equal to 0. So it depends on the question. Okay, so we go to the next one, which is change in gravitational, elastic, and also kinetic energy.